a button. Alright, do we have visual? We do have visual. Do we have audio? We have audio, so hello people of the internet. It is I, Soul Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order, where today we're going to continue LB7 with shorter sections. Apparently also a summoning campaign has been made available. Kukulak and Talalak are available for summoning. It's for a little bit more than a week, so I think I'm going to hold off on opening that can of worms. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on doing anything with regards to Talalak and Kukulak and being available. Because I still have Lostbelt stuff to do, and that needs to take priority. But, again, hello people of the internet. Again, I'm Soul Dragon, resuming with LB7 section... Why are you doing this again? You don't do this every time. We're in the 7th stratum, section 14, a 5-arrow node. At long last, something that is not going to take me 2 hours to do. Which is kind of why I'm, not jumping in and doing summonings either, because I feel like I'm very far behind. I have no clue how much content there is in this Lostbelt. Yes, we are almost all the way through, but we have not seen Nito Burrito Alter yet. We have not seen her yet. And we know she's a character, and I want to see Nito Burrito Alter. I want to. Well, yep, so we're going to be going with section 14 here, but before I start that, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to drop a like and a subscribe, because it would be very much appreciated. It helps, and it lets me know that you like what you're seeing, and it'll let you know when the next part comes out, even though it will probably just be tomorrow. But anyways, let us begin section 14 here. Terminal Observatory, Mictlan. And it is a battle node, so as per standard, we're going to click start here. And the software I'm using crashes, so I gotta wait for a skip button to appear so that I can properly exit FGO and relaunch FGO. Yeah, and the reason I am still running with this is because I paid money for the software I'm using to stream my phone. I'm not gonna pay more money for another software. Who knows? I'm thinking about getting into IT. Maybe I'll develop my own application that will do it. Maybe. I don't know. Flippity-doo-dah, flippity-day. And resume from the start. Hooray! Section 14, Lostbelt 7, Terminal Observatory, Mictlan. Mictlan. Metz. Not Mez, Metz. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but, I'm doing it phonetically. And that's the long and short of it. Difficult though the fight was, we all came through intact. Right, we did beat Irash. Oh, it's sad that it's gonna just be a Spiriton outfit, because, her animations and NP were the exact same, so that is a clear indication it's just a Spiriton dress, but I'm glad she finally got some story significance, and that she actually remembered us. Yes, they're saying, oh, well, you're the same Irash girl from Babylonia, but no, it's the same. All servants should remember us. All of them. Gordy is shocked. I see. Well done. My mind still boggles at the mere idea of a mass of Gugalanas. At any rate, that sounds like quite the ordeal. I can't tell you how glad I am that I wasn't there for it. As for you, Kukulakan, are you really the body of light that struck the border? It wasn't a figure of speech or anything. No, it was really me. I'm sorry, I was just kind of acting on impulse. You know how it is when a cute little bird flies into your house, right, Director? You just want to give it a big squeeze. That was well beyond a squeeze, for that matter. We're a beautiful phoenix, not some little bird. To be fair, Gordy, phoenixes do start as adorable little birds. To be fair. There are a dozen things I'd like to say right now, but I also don't want to interfere with my field team's on-the-site directions. Soul, Cowerlight, I'm counting on you two to keep a close eye on Kukulakan. If she starts acting suspicious in any way, throw her something in her eyes to blind her, and put as much distance between you and her as you can. Got that? Doubt we'll have to worry about her, but understood. She's happy that we believe in her. Good, then continue with the operation as planned. You might also be glad to know that our repairs are continuing on schedule. We may not be able to communicate with you while you're in the underworld, but our connection is holding steady in the standard jungle. So don't just wait for an emergency to contact us. If you have any questions about anything, let us know immediately. Alright, that's all for now. The next time we speak, I hope you'll have good news for me. Gordolf out. Man, I had no idea Gordolf was such a worrywart. Wait, is he actually more capable than he seems? Is he a reasonable guy? Oh yes, Gordolf Music has been an excellent director of Novum Chaldea. And he's proven himself to be a talented mission commander as well. That's true. Servants are good at what we do, but on our own, that really just makes us a bunch of individual specialists. For us to work as part of an organization, we need a leader who can bring us all together. I wouldn't go so far to say Gordy is perfect in that role, but he's always pushing himself to do the right thing. Yeah, to be honest, we're the true leader. I guess he's what you call an unsung hero, but I wouldn't be surprised if he took a center stage one day. So he's the neighbor who learns and grows along with you. It seems there's truly no end to diversity among people from proper human history. At any rate, this seems like a good time for a short break. Nitocris, would you keep an eye on our surroundings while I make camp? Something wrong, Nito Burrito? Oh, yes, camp. Good idea. I'll send up some spirits to get rid of any nearby threats. Nitocris, wait, if you send out spirits in all directions like that... Gonna attract attention. Why do I hear approaching footsteps? Don't dinos run away from spirits? I remember the ones who saw Kemazot's spirits were all scrambling to get away as fast as they could. Those were normal dinos. The ones wandering around in the jungle have lost their minds, so... Excuse me. You're not afraid of anything. Oops, this is your first time traveling in the jungle, isn't it, Nitocris? I'm sorry, I should have known better. No problem, we'll just have to drive them away then. You've recovered all your command spells, right, my ally? Then, in my capacity as Pharaoh, I will test your newly regained summoning skills personally. I don't think I'm a master, though, am I? Hey, I can summon anybody. So select one of the following as your starting members. We're gonna take the support Kukulakan in the first slot. Then the burrito that is Nito in the secondary slot. We'll give her a K-scope. Why not? We'll bring Mash to Smash in the third position. Then, you know what? I say I'm not gonna do this, but I'm gonna do this. First, though, we're still gonna bring Cass along, because Cass is fine. And Weva with his CE. But since Happy-Cat was a possibility to bring, we will bring Happy-Cat along. Oh, Happy-Cat, there is Happy-Cat. And actually, thinking about it, I do have the ability to bring Da Vinci along. So, Da Vinci and Happy-Cat are coming along as the next contestants. Yeah, that'll do. Even though they're probably not going to be used, we're going to bring them along all the same. Yeah. Oh no! Snakes and bugs! I thought we were dealing with dinos game. Oh, good neck pop at last. Oh, death. Ooh, we got a mindless dino on this one. I'm curious, though. Will death strike at you? Can you die even if you're invincible? I don't know. But we're about to find out. Nope, not possible. Well, tarnation. And the bug survived as well. So it's not necessarily not gonna happen. It's just, you know, unfortunate set of circumstances that it didn't. Alright. Well, Kukulak, you have a Invince Pierce, don't you? You have Sure Hits. Attack boost for self. You do not have... Oh, yeah, you naturally have it. What am I saying? I'm dumb. B... A... Q. Yeah. Nito Burrito, if you had crit. If only you had crit. Hardly on. I did not sleep well last night, I'm gonna say that much. I did not sleep well at all. I think it was... Gosh. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. No, it was 1:30ish in the morning that I had, Yeah, we'll do that. So, went to bed at a little past 12:30, because, you know, talking with my brother about some of the old school RuneScape League stuff. I did manage to get a little bit more done, by the by. But talked to him for a little bit about that, but then went to bed at a little around past 12:30, tossed and turning in bed at around 1:40 something in the morning, according to my phone at least. I hadn't fallen asleep that whole time, so I turned over, saw the time, saw it was 1:40 something in the morning. Went downstairs, got some melatonin to hopefully help me sleep a little bit better. So, probably ended up tossing and turning for maybe another, like, half an hour or so, didn't fall asleep until past 2 o'clock, at least, is my best guess. And then woke up at 8, so I'm operating at around 6-ish hours of sleep. It's not that bad in the grand scheme of things, but it's still not as much sleep as I've been tending to get. Hopefully that just means that I'll get a nice, long sleep tonight. Or good sleep tonight. The battle's over. The dinos who have lost their minds are headed away. And there, see? That was a perfect opportunity to verify that you had indeed regained your summoning ability. Exactly as I planned. Nicely done, soul. I technically only summoned one servant, though. Can't use the command spells themselves. Yep, you might have regained your ability to summon heroic spirits, which proves you're a master. But it looks like you're still unable to activate your command spells. So, while you can once again summon servants, you still can't use your command spells to empower them. Leave some gaps in your ability as a master. Maybe a bit more accurate to call you an apprentice master of sorts, or even just a summoner. I actually took a look at the records from the first underworld to see how you ended up like that. And I think you said you made a deal with a mysterious guy in a mysterious place in order to come back to life. Is that right? He definitely scammed me. We were definitely not dead. He made us think we were dead, and he scammed us of our stuff. And so, you could be stuck like this the whole time we're in Mictlan. Alternatively, we just need to teach who made this deal with you a lesson. Since Camazot's had your command spells, it stands to reason that he's the one you made the deal with. Maybe Camazot's made a deal of his own, though. I find it hard to imagine that Bat Maniac making any rational decision of any kind. But since it does look like he gave each Underworld Guardian a command spell, it looks like that's exactly what he did. All that aside, doesn't it seem like there were an awful lot of mindless dinos earlier? Do they have a nest here in the 7th Stratum or something? No, nothing like that. The 7th Stratum is just a comfortable environment for them. For most dinos in Akalema, this is a dangerous environment where one false step can kill you. Part of that is because Camazotz, the god of death, lives just nearby in the 8th Stratum. But it's also because the 8th and 9th strata are filled with poisonous gas and dangerous cosmic rays. No living creature could easily enter those strata, they're just too deadly. Oh, so that's why the drone we sent to survey the 8th strata malfunctioned and stopped working as soon as it entered that area. That probably means the Tree of Emptiness is on the bottom of the stratum then. I can't think of anywhere else it would be. Okay, that takes care of the campfire. How about we can the chatter and get camp set up? I've got 2 tents here, one for Mash and Da Vinci, and the other's for Soul. You know, Mash and I can just share a tent. Nothing wrong with that. They're all flesh and blood people, so they need a proper place to sleep. Needless to say, I'll be fine with a bed of grass. I love sleeping on ground. On good hard ground. I'm flesh and blood too, you know. You servants, turning into spirit forms is no fair, no. You know, Mash can stay in my tent, and Kukulakan can bunk with Da Vinci. Oh, good point. You trusted us enough to tell us that you were the one who attacked the storm border. So, as one of our trusted companions, it's only natural that Master would offer you a space in his tent. Only natural. Thanks, that's okay. I'll just sleep on the ground like to pay you. I've not quite been around for a year, but I think being alone in a tent with a guy would be a bit much. I mean, if I lost control of myself, then Mictlan would be really finished, yes. What do you mean by that? Why would her losing control mean Mictlan is finished? Doesn't she mean our pelvis? Presumably. No battle node. Wow. That's a nice change of pace. No battles. Hoorah. What is that? Oh, that must be where we're going, isn't it? The observatory place. We finally made it to the top. So this is Mictlan Observatory. A natural biosphere. This is more like a nature preserve than an observatory. And it's not like the rest of Mictlan either. This place is straight out of Cenozoic era proper human history. I'm not surprised. The Mala has no influence here. This is where the planet's sense of touch was dispatched from the inner sea, the place where the elementals that exist in proper human history were born. So, since the god filaments didn't create this part of Mictlan, it makes sense it would be closer to the environments you're familiar with in proper human history. Avalon. Yep, if we think of a planet as a living being, the inner sea is a place for its heart that it's guaranteed to exist. You know about reality marbles, right? They're essentially a mage's inner world that made manifest, a powerful spell that lays their own mindscape over reality, even if only for a moment. Well, the planet's inner sea is like that, but for Earth, you can think of it as a reality marble the planet itself possesses. That being said, Earth is a big place, and even human hearts contain multitudes. For example, the part of its heart that remains close to human society, or the part that has a few bones to pick with it. Avalon is just one of the several possible sides of that heart, one that prefers nature and eschews connections to human society. So, elementals born in worlds like that are essentially clones of the planet itself, right? Kukulakan, a moment ago you mentioned the planet's sense of touch. These feelers are born in the planet's inner sea, make their way to Earth's surface, and ultimately return to the inner sea. But if, for whatever reason, they're unwilling or unable to return, they become fairies, elementals, and divine spirits on the planet's surface. Yeah, though of course, some fairies, elementals, and divine spirits manifest in other ways, so we can't say that's how they all came to exist. Meanwhile, there are some elementals who could only have been born on the planet's inner sea. These special spirits are known to be the planet's brain. Since they have hearts, why not brains too? Anyway, these elementals are born from Earth's earliest memories, which they then inherit themselves. They continually dream about things taking place on the planet's surface. In the Magecraft world, these beings are known as archetypes, and the one up ahead is an incredible recorder of history. So this being knows the history of life on this planet long before the first humans were ever born. But I've also heard that archetypes take the form of the dominant species from the H. This may be a Lostbelt, but we mustn't forget, a Lostbelt is a hypothetical alternative to proper human history. Hey, Mordred, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Yeah, I think there's some so, I don't know where we learned that, though. See, that's the thing. I don't know where we, as people that can observe the Nahui learn that the whole Earth is sort of covered in reality marble. Like, it's a bunch of, it's a giant onion with layers upon different layers. And that's why Enema Elish is an anti-world noble phantasm, because it has the capability to peel back this layer of reality of the Earth. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's what happened. Maybe it wasn't that planet that all of humanity was wiped out. Maybe another layer was just, anti-reality, something like that. Maybe another layer was just placed on top of the existing layer. Maybe that's what the bleached Earth phenomenon is. It's not that all of humanity is gone. It's that there's just a new layer has been wrapped on the outer edge. That's possible because the Wandering Sea is said to exist independent of the various layers of the world, I believe. Or outside of time, one of those two. I can't remember which. So that is a possibility for why that is all happening. And the Lostbelts fighting to dominate, could be like flowers ready to bloom and spread across the now empty layer and make the layer their own. Maybe that's what it all is. Interesting. I think Tepeyu can answer that. Right, Tepeyu? You used to be a researcher here. No. Now that I think about it, Tepeyu did mention that. But how be things, Mordred? How be things? That's correct. I am Tepeyu the Stargazer, you know. I've made the trip between Chichen Itza and the 7th Stratum countless times. I've never heard of an archetype before, though. That must be another bit of knowledge that Crypto brought over. Though I get the sense you've known this term for some time, Kukulkan. I'm sorry. Feelings alone just weren't enough to convey the concept clearly. Man, words are perfect for this stuff. The Marla watches over us. They keep their opinions entirely to themselves. I'm surprised that Kukulkan, the teachings of the sun herself, would be bound to the rule like that. Oh well, I couldn't help but fail to notice. Okay, so X is like a C, so I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, see if I can get any kind of translation for this. Okay, there is a mythological figure named that. So is a mythological figure from 16th century manuscript. She's the daughter of one of the lords of Zebulbus. Okay, this is an actual word. So, pronunciation. Let's see how to pronounce this word. / name, I guess.
Shkeek.
Really?
Shkeek.
Shkeek.
But... what?
Shkeek.
How does that make sense? How does X and Q make a sheik? How does X and Q equal sh? Shk. I am so confused. Shkeek. I don't understand this language at all. I think I missed some dialogue there. Shkeek is not like the other dinos, though I also suspect that Mictlan's archetype is different from the one in proper human history. Mictlan itself is already much like the planet's inner sea. It's closed off from both its surface and outer space, unaffected by change. For the archetype born here, it must feel positively suffocating, since she'll never get to see outside of it. A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Let's keep going. You'll see what I mean when you meet her yourselves. Oh, and a word of warning. Under no circumstances should you adopt a combat stance, no matter how surprised you may be. This archetype is both highly sensitive and easily hurt. If we scare her off, she'll be useless for at least a few days. Sensitive archetype. So we're not going to meet Arc here. We're meeting Shkeet. Shkeet. I don't know how it is pronounced that way, but Shkeek. Inside's full of water, huh? Hello, Shkeek. I brought some guests from proper human history here to see you. They have some questions they'd like to ask. Could you please come out now? Please, try to get past your shyness. They'll find you quite quickly enough anyway. You're not nearly as well hidden as you think. There's a proper human history saying that goes, when you cover your head, don't leave your bottom exposed. Well, you can see your bottom, that is, your tail, quite clearly. Can we? I don't see a tail. Nuh-uh. You're so mean, big brother Tepeyu. I was just working up the courage is all. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna welcome our guests properly, just like a good shrine maiden would. How big is this Shkeek? Nessie? Is it the Loch Ness Monster? Is Shkeek the Loch Ness Monster? Are they bringing Loch Ness Monster to... Hello everyone, it's so nice to meet you, all of you. Thank you all for coming all this way from Chichen Itza. I'm Shkeek. My job is watching over Mictlan's journey from here on this moon plateau. There's much I don't know about the wider world, so I might say the wrong thing now and then. So please, bear with me. It's huge! It's Nessie, everybody! Excuse me. Diplodocus. You're an actual Diplodocus. Your species was the largest herbivorous dinosaur on the Earth. Only you're even bigger than the ones from proper human history. You must be at least 60 meters from head to tail. This is amazing! Thank you, child of proper human history. You have a lovely voice, just as I thought you would. Do you know who I am? Did Kukulak tell you about me? No, I saw you myself. I can see all the way to the second stratum from here, in fact. But unlike Kukulak, I couldn't hear your voices, so I never learned your names. Would you mind introducing yourselves now? Thank you. Sol, Mash, Habatrot, Da Vinci, and Nitocris. Even the sounds of your names are unlike anything found here, but they're all so beautiful. I'm glad to have had a chance to hear them for myself. You know, it's not likely, but it'd be hilarious if you named yourself Tepeyu and got all the way to this point, and Tepeyu, Mash, Habatrot, Da Vinci, and Nitocris. Sounds of your names are unlike anything found here. Oh, that'd be funny. But sadly, there would probably not be any sort of weird extra bits of dialogue. Thank you, Shkeek.
Shkeek.
Shkeek? I was right. I think your name is beautiful too. Also, I hope you don't mind, but I noticed you called Tepeyu Big Brother earlier. If it's not too rude, may I ask what your relationship is? Oh my. my. You even thought to ask a question that tells me we get along wonderfully, We're gonna get along wonderfully, Mash. As for Big Brother Tepeyu and mine's relationship, we're just acquaintances. We met when I first came to this observatory to study the stars. Don't take her calling you Big Brother seriously. That's just something she does. It's honestly kind of absurd. Shkeesh is 6 million years old, and I'm only 1,000. I mean, even 1,000's a lot from where I stand. I see, so why do you refer to Tepeyu as your big brother then, Shkeesh? Because ever since we first met, he's been bossing me around. I'm something of a special dinos, you see. Most dinos never come here because this observatory means nothing to them, but Big Brother Tepeyu kept showing up, unannounced. A lot. He also said I was a good-for-nothing waste of space. Also a lot. I did not. Would you please stop the unnecessary small talk and do your job as the eye of the observatory? There, see? He's always scolding me like that just because he happens to know a lot of things. Is that one of those? Yes, he's the typical Big Brother figure who acts cold on the outside but still comes to check on her out of concern. Oh, I swear, when are you finally going to grow out of such childish nonsense? Never. You know as well as I do that I'm eternally 1 year old. That is kind of hilarious to think about. Well, I suppose that's true. Since you were born as an extension of the planet's sense of touch, you'll never grow or mature mentally. That's why you refer to me as your older brother. From your perspective, everyone will always be older than you. Alright, so, Da Vinci, go ahead and ask Shkeesh what you'd like to know. She sees everything that happens in Mictlan. So if anyone knows what Daybit has been doing for the past year, it's her. Daybit, you want to know about Daybit? Do you know him? Oh yes, he came here almost immediately after he first arrived in Mictlan. He told me to tell him the truth about Mictlan and its history, and to do it in 5 minutes, because he didn't have time to spare on us. I knew he was a visitor from proper human history, but I also didn't have any reason to refuse, so I told him what he asked for. In proper human history terms, that was exactly 1 year ago. That does match the time the crypto first showed up. Hold on, you knew about proper human history and the Lostbelts before the crypto arrived, right? Then why did you do what he asked? From where you stand, anyone from proper human history would be an invader. Good question. As an archetype, I was aware Mictlan was not Earth's true environment. I could also foresee that David would use the knowledge he gained from me to form the Akhlema and begin hunting the dinos. That was very sad, of course, but it was still no reason to refuse him. Everyone has different worldviews, principles, and values. No two people think the exact same way. And reaching true mental understanding almost never happens. That's why everyone must be treated equally. We all know it's wrong to disregard other people's time, ideals, and lives just because they live far away, or because you've never met them, or you have no connection to them, or it won't be to your benefit. That is the code of ethics dealing with life we dinos have arrived at over a very, very long time. We don't discriminate either positively or negatively toward anyone, regardless of how strong or weak they may be. Fuckoob! Dinos treat all forms of life equally. Fuckoob! After all, a society where only special people are given special treatment would simply be wrong, wouldn't it? Truth. Very much truth. As I thought, she's deeply impressed, Mash. Yes, Shkish complied with David's demands, which is why she'll now do the same for you. Now let's get down to business. What has David been doing, and what is he planning next? There's no need to discuss anything else. It's not like you to be so impatient, Big Brother, to pay you. If you want to know David's objective, then you should also know what he asked me. Isn't that how you would normally approach things like this? Good point. That information is definitely crucial, and I'm also very interested in hearing it. Is something wrong to pay you? You've been kind of restless ever since we got here. Have I? I suppose I have. I must have gotten more worked up than I realized over being back in the observatory after such a long time away. Alright, I'll leave the questioning to you, Da Vinci. In the meantime, I'll go prepare the Popole ritual. Popole ritual? He's suffering. Alright, I guess I'll handle the questions then. I'm getting a quick drink. So David asked him to tell you about the truth about Mictlan and its history, right? Our understanding is this Lostbelt began when the dinosaurs became the dominant species. No, wait, that's not right. It began with the fifth or the five of the Big Five, the meteorite collision that wiped out nearly all life on Earth's surface. Afterwards, the filament-like alien life forms that came out here on the meteorite restored land and after everything had burned down. Then they chose the dinosaurs to serve as their hosts and used them to create Mictlan. That's our current working theory anyway. Are we on the right track? You're too precious, Da Vinci. I'm amazed you've been thinking about things that happened the time long before. Anyway, yes, that's all correct. Well, some of the finer details differ a little. In proper human history, the filaments came to Earth on the meteorite that crashed in the Yucatan Peninsula 66 million years ago at the end of the Cretaceous period. But in this Lostbelt, that meteorite crashed here with them about 300 million years ago, at the end of the Carboniferous period. The filaments that came here from outer space and ended up stranded here are called Mala, in our native tongue. When they first landed, they used the network of plant roots to stabilize the supercontinent of Pangaea and keep it from breaking apart into smaller continents. So this Lostbelt actually started 300 million years ago, back when Pangaea still existed. 300 million years ago? Before even the third of the Big Five took place? So, wait, that's why Sol was talking about the Carboniferous period before. Okay, that makes a lot to add up. In proper human history, 95% of Paleozoic aquatic life went extinct during the transition from the Permian to the Triassic period. That was when dinosaurs stepped in as the dominant life form since they were better suited for that environment. After that, Pangaea split apart into the Laurasic continent, into the north and south Gondwana continent to the south, which scattered all dinosaurs across all the world. But if Pangaea hadn't fractured, then the dinosaurs' paradise would have had much greater opportunity to flourish. And as long as the dinosaurs remained at the top of the food chain, there would be no chance for mammals to evolve into intelligent life. So that was how Mictlan began. How the Mala's early arrival changed this world so dramatically. What about the fourth extinction at the end of the Triassic period, and the meteorite that crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula at the end of the Cretaceous period? Wouldn't either of those have prevented this Lostbelt from occurring? Excuse me. I don't know about the fourth and fifth extinction events from proper human history, but Mictlan did have a fourth one. It was 66 million years ago at the end of the Cretaceous period, the same time as the fifth extinction event in proper human history, the Yucatan Peninsula meteorite. Once again, a meteorite collided with the planet's surface, burning away everything on the surface and threatening dinosaurs with extinction. That's when the Mala came to the rescue. The Mala foresaw the meteorite's impact and built a shelter deep underground. They then collected all the energy on the surface on Earth and redirected it to create a subterranean paradise. all the heat and energy that would have otherwise gone into restoring the surface over the next million years went into creating Biosphere 3. The result is the Mictlan we have today. Since then, and for the last 66 million years, Mictlan has been a work for the dinos. Millions of years ago, huh? Yeah, this stuff is all way above my head. I'll have to have Mash give me a very short summary later. I see, so that's why the surface was still post-apocalyptic. The seas were dried up, volcanic activity was out of control, and the skies were covered by dense thunderous clouds. And it's all because the energy that would have normally gone into letting nature take its course went into the Mictlan instead. So here, over the course of almost 100 million years, the Mala gained control over Earth's surface. But that would never have happened in proper human history. In proper human history, the meteorite that carried the Mala was the one responsible for the 5th extinction event that happened 66 million years ago. The meteorite wiped out the dinosaurs and caused more changes in Earth's ecosystems. That led to mammals taking over, and over the next 40 million years, humankind's ancestors were born. The Mala had their fibers fully maintaining their own environment, so by becoming part of Mesoamerican mythology, they chose to coexist with its people. The Mala might have been the dino's savior, but it also sounds that it was a little more complicated for the Earth as a whole. I mean, they basically took a significant portion of Earth and fashioned it into a home for themselves. As an archetype, what do you think about that? Does it feel like you were robbed or something? What, like, curse you, you damn invaders? Not at all. The planet seems quite happy as long as life is flourishing, regardless of what form it takes. Really? Besides, if we're talking about invaders, there's one label that fits much better. In fact, that invader was the impetus behind Mictlan's creation. In proper human history, the Mala were responsible for the Earth's 5th major extinction event and created the Yucatan Peninsula's mythological world. But in our Lostbelt, something else was responsible for our 3rd major extinction event. A meteorite that burrowed its way deep below Mictlan. Like the Mala, it was an invader which arrived 66 million years earlier than it should have, owing to a slight deviation in its course. Oh no. Planet-eating monster that came here from the Oort cloud in the far reaches of the solar system. O-R-T. So this is where O-R-T comes in. O-R-T came to Mictlan early, but that would mean the dinos could have never prospered to the extent they have. Wait, I've got it. O-R-T must have died in the impact. That's why no one can find it here, no matter how hard they look. No one's ever seen it because it's already dead. Oh no, O-R-T went on quite the rampage after it arrived. It actually completely destroyed Mictlan once. You're kidding me. Oh man, I was completely off again. But then, how in the world did the dinos survive? Please, tell us, Shkish. Oh no, you were adorably smart, Da Vinci. That guess was almost entirely correct. O-R-T did die when it fell to Earth. It just doesn't die in the same way most living things do. 60 million years after O-R-T first fell to Mictlan and ceased to function, it suddenly began to function again, just when the dinos finally arrived at their ethical approach to dealing with life. This was our world's 4th major extinction event. It was also when the Earth gave birth to me. And so, all life in Mictlan banded together to defeat O-R-T, and they succeeded. The end. So, but since it doesn't die like we do, it's bound to come back again. So this world did already have its 4th major extinction event. That must mean the O-R-T attack Soul and Mash saw in Mexico City will be the 5th. I see, now I understand. Mash, would you summarize all that for us? Gladly. It'd be too confusing to cross-reference Mictlan's history with proper human history, so I'll just make a timeline for this Lostbelt alone. Mictlan's history. 300 million years ago, the Lostbelt begins. The Mala fall to Pangaea on a meteorite and stabilize it with a network of plant roots. For the next 100 million years, Earth is a paradise ruled by dinosaurs. 66 million years ago, the 3rd mass extinction event, the Mala detect a meteorite, O-R-T, heading towards Earth. The Mala create Mictlan underground along with an artificial sun. They evacuate all life from the surface of to Mictlan. Why is that along with an artificial sun the weird red text? Why is that a weird red text, game? Does anybody know why that's a weird red text? The meteorite, O-R-T, punches through the surface to the land of Mictlan, embedding itself in the lowest stratum. The impact causes it to stop functioning. 20 million years ago, Mictlan is thriving. Proconsul, precursor of humanities, are born in Mictlan as well. The 8th precursor to humanity. 6 million years ago, the 4th mass extinction event, O-R-T reactivates. Shkish is born. O-R-T is shut down. 1 year ago, proper human history culture leak. The cryptor leads a cultural invasion with the dinos welcome. No, I see. Great work, Mash, and that was all very clear. Except for the red text. Oh no, compared to I may as well be a minuscule Kyrlite. Yes, thank you. It actually addresses it in the game. Oh, Shkish added those. She said they were important. So, the artificial sun and proconsul. Okay, the proconsul, 20 million years ago, so that's a 14 million year period where the precursors to humanity are born. I think humanity did exist. Humanity existed and was wiped out in the fourth mass extinction. The dinos survived it, but humanity was wiped out. That is my prediction. That's why the ancient ruins of Khan have humanoid spirits, essentially. Okay, now I've got a pretty full picture, and it's clear ORT does exist and is still a threat. No wonder David asked you all about this. Now we're both on equal footing in terms of information. Oh no, I didn't tell David any of this. I was going to, but he said he didn't need to hear it because he'd already figured it out himself. Oh. Hang in there, Da Vinci. Then did David ask you the location of ORT's remains? No, he asked me if the sun had ever gone out. As a Mictlan's artificial sun? Why would he want to know if it had ever gone out before? It must have to do with the Aklama's sacrificial beliefs that human sacrifice can revive the sun. Now I see, I thought it was just a recreation of the Aztec mythology that Tezcat Apokus spread here. But if the sun really has gone out before, that would definitely explain the Aklama's religious fervor. Tepeu even once told us that Mictlan's sun went into a hibernation of sorts. Hey, Zahak. Wait, is this Ark, but as a dinosaur? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Is this Dino Ark? I mean, I knew it's Arc-type Earth, but... I mean, I guess I don't really know much about Ark to really be a judge of character. So, is it, like, similar personality-wise? Also, what language is this name? How does XQUIC make...
Shkeek.
How does that work? I want to know. Ark is type Earth. Okay, I thought she was a separate character or something. I thought there was more to her than just being Archetype Earth. Anyways, so I don't know if you were here for my theory of exactly what is going on, but in this broad history of Mictlan with the theories, so the artificial sun, I'm not sure why that's red, but the 20 million years ago, Mictlan is thriving. Proconsul, the 8 precursors of humanity, were born in Mictlan, and then 6 million years ago, the mass extinction event. So that means there is 14 million year time period during which the precursors to humanity could evolve into humanity, form the settlement known as Khan, and then they were wiped out in the 4th mass extinction event, but Khan still remains, which is why Camazotz can summon undead humanoids as he did before. That is my working theory. Humans did exist here before, and that is also why Kukulakan would have a humanoid form. That's my theory, at least. So far. So what did you tell him, Shkish? The truth, of course. I told him that 6 million years ago, the sun disappeared around the time ORT resumed functioning. And I told him that was when the Khan Kingdom, the non-dino civilization that was also flourishing at the time... I already predicted that! I just made that prediction! It was 2 lines away! The confirmation of my theory was literally 2 lines away! Oh, that's great. That is excellent timing by the game. And me, I guess. Excellent, truly excellent timing. Oh, man. Hold up, Khan wasn't a Dinos Nation. This is the first I'm hearing about that. Well, if you listen to me, Da Vinci, I clearly had the theory. By the way, Zahak, are you rolling for Kukulakan at all, out of curiosity? Because I intend to, once I'm a little more deep into the story, at least. So you're saying that a long time ago, there used to be another non-dino civilization here besides Mexico City? That's right, that's why I had the part in red about the proconsul being born earlier. For 100,000 years, a human kingdom flourished in Mictlan 2. Knew it! I knew it! Humanity did exist. Humanity did thrive for 100,000 years. They were much weaker than the dinos, but they had a great talent for engineering. Towards the end of the kingdom's life, they built a flying ship very similar to your Stormboarder. That ship is the only reason Mictlan was able to fight back against ORT. Khan's soldiers accepted modifications to their bodies which made them invulnerable. They fought to the last warrior. No, it's been proven! My theory has been proven correct! She's even saying it here! She's saying it! I was right! It was their efforts that drove ORT down to the bottom stratum. ORT sunk into a sea of magma, and Mictlan regained the light it lost, but the cost of victory was the entire kingdom of Khan. Now the remains of one of their cities have been repurposed into Chichen Itza. Not many dinos know that, though. Big Brother Tepeu is probably the only one, and only because he figured it out on its own. They are Red Eyes. Is she the Red Eyes White Dragon? Rather than the Blue Eyes White Dragon or the Red Eyes Black Dragon, is she the Red Eyes White Dragon? Then where is the Blue Eyes Black Dragon? That explains a lot. Yes! Flashing back to that point. Thank you, game. So these soldiers enhance their bodies to last for 6 million years. And now they stay intact even after death. No wonder those dead spirits was so tired and full of regret. Shkish, did no one from Khan survive? Was every last one of them really wiped out? Who else has red eyes? There we go, Ilya! Yeah, thank you, Margaret. Thank you for giving me an excuse. Hey, Deontay, welcome to the stream. Happy things. Oh, she's a homunculus. She is a homunculus. So, I mean, Shkish is a homunculus. That's what I've been going for. You got Cuckoo and 3 multis on NA, but on JP you got to pity for her. Oof. That's rough, man. That's rough. I have not rolled for Cuckoo Locken myself yet. I'm going to be waiting until later on in the story to do so, personally. Doesn't Jack have red eyes? Or does she have green eyes? I can't remember. The King Khan who dealt... wait, hang on, what? One of them is still alive. The King of Khan who dealt Orchi the finishing blow 6 million years ago after losing all of... You've got to be... Kamazats. Modified body ended up so strong he was no longer able to die. In 6 million years since he's been insane and began to fly around the underworld, a bat of death. He's still out there, even now. So Kamazats is a human. That brave king's name is Kamazats, the maddened king who continues search for the people of Khan, though they no longer exist. That's honestly kind of... Okay, so Kamazats is a proper human who's been alive for 6 million years. No wonder he has gone insane. Living for that long is bound to drive one mad. Battle node. Going with this squad. Now the question is, will it crash my reflector software? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I do not... It's something with a battle map. I've said this so many times, but it's just so weird that it does this. So weird. Your phone is handling FGO and the stream. I mean, it's not my phone that's the issue, Deontay. It's the software I use to stream FGO from my phone to my computer. Anytime I go from the main map of Mictlan to a battle or out of the main map of Mictlan is, it always crashes the software I use. For some unknown reason, this happens. There's some limitation issue, I imagine, but it is what it is. Needle Burrito. NP time. Bring death to them. It breaks capture cards too. Gotcha. Dino having red eyes hints you might be a dead apostle like Ark. We did encounter a vampire dino before. We did in fact encounter a vampire dino before, so that is very possible. It's funny that this is the thing that is hurting my FGO experience the most, because I was always told that excuse me. I was always told that Yu I cannot remember her not nickname. The foreigner servant whose NP literally is a giant blue sun. I was told her NP would break my computer. Or would break my phone. But it never did. But, this one does. Okay. Let's get some NP. Nope, nope, wrong! Not Nito! No! That was supposed to go to Cuckoo! Ugh, I pressed the wrong button. I fat-fingered. Ugh. It's fine. Nito Burrito, just inflict death. ORT will break it. My phone is strong. And I'm sure ORT will be fine. I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna suffer an immense pain. I've been told that you're just trying to scare me, by the way, Zahak. Zahak, I've been told that you are trying to scare me by saying that I'm going to have a tough time with ORT. Other people have assured me you are just trying to fearmonger me. Yes. I've not been given any details of why you're just fearmongering me, but, you know, I've been told you're fearmongering me. That was an easy fight. Why was that fight there, though? Like, there was no story prelude to that battle. It's going to be a little longer before I can show you what David is up to. Would you mind waiting outside? Oh, then could I ask you to neutralize the mindless dinos wandering around the dome? The scent of the magui and pulque we use in the ritual tends to attract them, you see. I believe in the strength of my servants. I believe that we will fly into the sky. Okay, we finished chasing all the mindless dinos that were near the dome back to the jungle around the base. Now we just need to wait for Tepeyu to come back to let us know that when Shikishi is ready. Gotcha, I'll just take a little break in the shade. I want to make sure have everything we learned straight. I'm gonna go back to my base form too. I've been out a lot lately, so I should try to conserve magical energy. Sounds like you could all use a little break, since we have a lovely lake right here. Would you like to go swimming? Can you breathe underwater? Why would you need to ask? Of course. On land, underwater, in outer space, I'm fine anywhere. What about you, Nidicris? You probably went swimming in the Nile River. Huh? Oh, Nidicris went back up to the dome. She said there was something she wished to ask Shikish. I see, Shikish really is knowledgeable, so I'm sure she'll get the answer she's looking for. Oh, I mean, I believe it. Isn't there the, one FGO tuber that purposefully does everything with 3-star or lower servants? Oh, speaking of Shikish, that reminds me. Using proper human history terms, do you think Tepeyu and Shikish are married or lovers or something along those lines? Where the hell is that coming from, Mash? I honestly have no idea where Mash is getting that idea from. Oh my, got a bit of a curious side to you, Mash. Do you really want to know? Oh, I didn't mean anything. I was just thinking it would be nice if that was the case. Oh, I agree it would be, but those two will always just be friends. As much as Shikish may look like a dino, in truth she isn't. She'll never be able to live among peers to be involved with them or be free from her duties. Her job is to look over, no, to supervise all of Mictlan. It's always been that way since she was born and will continue to do so until she dies. She'll never be able to leave Mictlan, no matter what. At first, Tepeyu refused to accept that, and he looked for a way to free Shikish. But it was no use. Before, I couldn't imagine why he chose to move to the first stratum on his own. But now that I have a human form, I think I understand. Knowing that he'd failed to save Shkish, Tepeu couldn't possibly allow himself to live a happy life. So he moved all the way to the edge of the world to be alone. There he studied the concept of death as a way to punish himself. The concept of death. It's not my place to say, not while my own maidenly heart is still actively maturing. Growing up. Speaking of which, Kukulakan, there's something else I've been wondering about for a while, too. Did you always look the way you do now? The dinos are Mictlan's dominant species. Since you're their god, shouldn't you look like one yourself? Are you saying I lack common sense? Just kidding. Don't worry, I'm not mad. I still don't really get common sense or feelings, but I at least know they're important. Anyway, yes, I'm a god, and I did originate here in Mictlan. But this form is something I only recently gained. Before that, I was just the teaching of the sun, a wind only the dinos can sense. A year ago, when knowledge of proper human history first came to Mictlan, we learned of gods. That's when the sound Kukulakan formed the name of a god. That was the instant which I gained this form. All of a sudden, things that couldn't be seen had a shape. Things that could only be sensed could now be spoken of as a fact. For us, the shack was big enough to rock the world on its foundations. Gods can only be born from intelligent humanoid beings, so that's what we should be too. And just like that, I was tossed out into Chichen Itza. Stark naked. Naked? Yes, at the time I didn't have any emotion, so I just started talking to the priests as I was. It wasn't long before I realized I didn't feel quite right, and that I might be doing something inappropriate. So I absorbed all of proper human history's common sense in one go, stole some clothes from the dinos standing closest to me, which was to me. Oh, that's good. He'd already retired in the first stratum by that point, but he'd always listened to me closely back when we were still just wind. And then you ran straight to Mexico City high fashion, huh? I'm trying really hard to forget the whole thing, so please don't ask Tepeu about it. Anyway, that's how I ended up in human form, one based off the Kukulakan of proper human history. Shkish's archetype will remain forever mentally 1 year old. But I'm a god, and actually am just 1 year old. The new servant added for the new FGO event. In NA? Because I haven't really checked out the JP side of things. To be honest, ever since the part 2, yeah, I've not been to the FGO subreddit since part 2 of, LB7 dropped, because I do not want to risk any spoils, so I do not know. I guess, so there is a new event for JP. What about this servant? It's probably not spoilers, because it's not a story-based, so I'd say, go ahead and post a link to the servant in chat so I can take a look at them. My god, I'm actually just 1 year old. After that, I found that snot-nosed brat. I mean, young Taz Ketlapoka riding a dinos and playing king near Chichen Itza, and I made him its actual king. Then I ran off to Mexico City to spend all my time having fun experiencing all the latest culture, yes. I see, so you wanted to try life in the big city. I can definitely understand that. If I had been in your position, I can see myself sneaking out of Caldia Base and paying a visit to the nearest town of Ushuaia myself. I don't want story-based spoilers after, yeah, I don't want story-based spoilers. So, Zahak. I see. So, Zahak is a servant, then. Interesting. So, how much did it cost you to, get inserted into FGO, Zahak? Out of curiosity here. How much money did that cost? I didn't scroll down at all, I just looked at the picture and the name. But congrats on getting into FGO. And I just saw your comment there, Mordred. I don't think that talking naked to priests is normal. That is not normal in any sense of the word. Also, what is this town name? What is this town? Ushuaia. A city in Argentina. I mean, that would be... yeah, that is like the closest city, big city to the South Pole there is. Very well done to the FGO translation team. And the main FGO team. They actually found a name of a town. Though, Nash, I don't really know how to say this, but you wouldn't be able to pay a quick visit to there. The amount of space separating is kind of a lot. Never mind that now. Putting together everything you've told us, it sounds like you're not actually a Dinos god. Instead, you were born from the Mala, Mictlan's creators, and you serve as their representative. Does that mean you're actually Archetype Mictlan, then? If we could consider a meteorite a planet, it could have its own mind, too. They still butcher the translation. Oh, I've seen errors. I have seen errors as well, but, you know, it's good on them that they found an actual town that is, you know, geographically the closest to the South Pole there is. That's right, which is why Shkish and I get along so well. She's basically Archetype Meta-Earth, so she also knows what it's like to fail to become an archetype you want it to be. Meta-Earth? Maybe. I mean, I do think I saw snowy peaks on the Google Earth map I saw when I was zooming out. You want to know how Camazotz turned servants into guardians of the underworld? Yes, a command spell alone shouldn't have been able to cause a complete alteration. There must be something more to it, some sort of secret or ritual that transforms their very existence and binds their life force. Actually, here's a quick question. For those who see into the future, do I get the Eresh Alter skin after beating Lostbelt 7, or does that come later on down the line? Because I really want to know, because I really want it. Just for those of you who know the future, where the directions FGO goes, when do I get Eresh Alter as a skin? Shkish, you said you observed everything that's ever taken place in Mictlan. So if anyone can answer my questions, it's you. What did Camazotz do then? How can I become a guardian of the underworld myself? I see, so you think you need to do the same. Alright, I'll tell you what I saw. I'll tell you how those proper human history heroic spirits, each of whom already had their own underworld to begin with, were assigned to the levels of the underworld and became altar gods of Mictlan. I get after this Lostbelt as well as King Protea. Yeah, I'm sad that King Protea Alter is not a new servant, but just a skin. I mean, I'm happy that King Protea Alter gets an alternate form, but she definitely deserves another. Like, her and Lip both deserve a second servant class. Oh no, they're getting us high! Thank you for waiting, everyone. I'm ready to begin the Popol ritual. Normally I can see everything from Mictlan's 2nd stratum to its 8th, but David has been the exception. Whenever I tried to observe him from here, all I would see is the deep darkness. He was there yet not there, present yet unseeable. It was like observing an empty cavern with an extremely low atomic density, completely devoid of matter. A cavern devoid of matter, like the supervoids found in a large-scale structure of the universe. There's story reasons. Interesting. I do not wish to know them, but still that is interesting. I do know about Eresh Summer, which I am so looking forward to. I'm going to go hard to try and get her. I already missed it. I did. What story? Oh, the fact that she cannot return to Chaldea or something like that? That's pish. That's not gonna happen. She's gonna be able to return to Chaldea. They're not gonna permanently cut off any servants here. Eresh will return to Chaldea. On her own. Or rather, when the Lostbelt is cleared. Eresh will be summonable to Chaldea again. Because otherwise, I'm pretty sure they would do a Musashi and do Data Lost. Does this mean David is wearing some kind of filter that makes him normally visible when he's in front of you, but also cloaks him in darkness when viewed from a distance? So even as an observer, I haven't been able to witness his actions. The only ones who know what David has been up to are David himself and Mictlan's own time. So to answer your question, I'm going to have you view that time itself. This scent is the Popol, a ritual that connects your minds to Mictlan's. I've said it begin with Mictlan from 1 year ago. Please close your eyes and let your body feel the intoxication. Oh! Gasp! There. The protagonist of FGO is getting intoxicated. Oh my! I can't believe they're that this is being allowed to happen after so many years of the protagonist refusing alcohol. They're finally giving us a story-related reason to get intoxicated. Amazing! The progress in FGO is astounding. What will be the next big progress point? Is the protagonist going to summon themselves as a servant? Or be acknowledged to not be completely normal humanoid being? Well, to be specific with the Kama event, we did not get intoxicated because the whole point was that whole floor was to indulge in that kind of stuff. And doing so would allow you to progress easier, but by refusing to do so, we technically made it harder on ourselves by resisting that temptation, which also ultimately played into Kama's hands. I remember that event. I do remember that event. We purposefully avoided the intoxication in that event. With this ritual to the maximum extent possible, you should be able to vicariously experience everything David did the year before, since he spoke with me. Wait, if we're about to experience a year, won't we be unconscious for a year? So the sun disappeared, but it returned to Mictlan's sky 100,000 years later. Impressive. I didn't think the Mala would take such extreme measures. There's no logical reason to favor this underground world so heavily, so they're clearly not operating on logic anymore. I guess this is their way to apologizing to all the lifeforms they let go extinct in proper human history. Thank you, Shkish. Is there anything you need? If there is, I'll get it for you. No? Then this is goodbye. I repaired the sluice. You should hire some smaller dinos to maintain it, or it'll eventually fall apart again. You need anything? Okay, I did this for you anyway. So you're the Cryptor, and I see you're all alone. Did you really think you could cross this fourth underworld in Mictlan's space tree all by yourself without so much as a guide? Yes, exactly. That's exactly how a human should be. There's nothing better or more fitting than being alone. When you're alone, you don't have to protect anyone else. As long as you're strong, you don't need to care about anyone either. But you should curse me. You should loathe Mictlan. For as long as I, Camazotz, am here, no one will ever reach the 9th stratum. Did you want to keep going, Camazotz? I've got 2 more of those in me. Did he just use a fucking command spell to beat Camazotz into submission himself? No, I know what the command spell summoned his skateboard. That's what it was. No, let's end it here. Your blood is absolutely revolting. Only a hero can defeat a hero, I admit it. You do have the right to enter Kalam Kul. But I won't let you enter for free, Cryptor David Semvoid. I want to know about your mythology. Tell me all about it. I'm a creature of Mictlan, of a mythology that defeated ORT 6 million years ago and that everyone's forgotten today. Proper human history mythology, Lostbelt mythology. I don't care which one is superior, I just want to know about them. I want to know if I existed in your world, too. Probably. So this is it. I finally made it. As I thought, ORT is dead, but only because it ran out of fuel. If I use lots of high-quality magical circuits to close its wounds, it'll start up again in no time. Still. Shkish said the cosmic rays emitted from the bottom strata would stop in a year, which would then be followed by a period of underworld pilgrimage. I wouldn't be able to come here again for another year. I'll need to use that time to make sure I'm ready. ... Guess I'd better summon a servant. Lostbelt or not, this is still Mictlan. There should be more than enough in the way of catalysts. Even if I don't count as part of humanity, I can still summon a servant with the power of the land itself. Why does David not consider himself a part of... That is another question that has not been answered. Why is David not considered part of humanity? A servant who will respond to my call, who is unconcerned with good and evil but still approves war. Because, I mean, you can't go with the homunculus approach because, you know, Ilya's a homunculus, and she's still connected with humanity. You can't go with the elemental approach because Yume Rin is an elemental, and she's still connected with humanity. The only thing I can think of is him being an alien of some kind, but that doesn't make too much sense, really. I've got it. You'll be the one to help me, almighty Tezcatlipoca. Wow, he just declared who he's gonna summon. That's impressive. Man, I can't believe it. You actually made a human body just to possess just to answer that guy's summons. Is he really that interesting? Looks like you and I are both way too lenient on our trial judgments. Well, whatever. If you're gonna back that guy, then I'll back my own allies. Whichever one of us who survives will be all down to luck. See you later, Black Tezcatlipoca. Good luck using knowledge from proper human history to become supreme in Mictlan. Hey there, brother. How do you like my Mexico City? It's actually got a different name, but this is 2019. If you're gonna say it out loud, it's better to go with the most recent one. The name may be new, but it still looks like an ancient Aztec city. Why didn't you make any modern buildings? That was one thing she refused to compromise on. As their big brother, who am I to say no? Anyway, the Aklama are all set to go, though they'll need firearms to kill dinos. Right now, I'm just leasing some from Koyanskaya, but it won't take long for me to spin up my own production line. I'll make sure all the Aklama have the latest in weapons technology. If something can be done, you can do it. Almighty God, indeed. The only thing you're missing is a rival. I'm sorry I couldn't summon Quetzalcoatl while I was at it. Was that supposed to be a joke? Knock it off. You know it. Make all that war if Lady Birdbrain was here. He does not seem like a good brother. At all. I agree with that. He really does not seem like a good brother. But hey, at least I found someone else I can enjoy playing with in the meantime. A Mictlan maid, Kukulakin. David, I've created an underground path to ORT. We can use Dino Hearts to supplant it with energy. And here, its wounds will have more than closed up. I also made my last candidate. I'll have him turn into me over the course of the next year. So he'll also be Tezcatlipoca in a year's time, huh? Understood. Make sure you train him well in both body and mind. We'll need a clear will and a strong ideology if we're going to give ORT orders. So we will spend this year furthering our goal of destroying this planet and erasing any trace of humankind. What about the other cryptors? Isn't your plan at odds with this foreign god's goals? Excuse me. I don't care. If Wodame wins, the other Lostbelts will just disappear and us with them. So there's no issue with that. I'm here to fulfill my obligation. Nothing more. So David did know what Wodame's plan was. He knew Wodame was going to betray the foreign god. I wonder if the foreign god is defeated, would all the Lostbelts automatically disappear, which would have resulted in Mictlan disappearing. If you have any objections, now's the time to voice them, Tezcatlipoca. It's not too late to change the plan. Objections? Your idea is awesome. I always wanted to see the end of the entire planet. Alright, Sam. We have our very own war, annihilation, and banquet begin. Let's get started. In Myth, he tricked Big Sisquetz into drinking a horny alcohol drink that resulted in her drunkenly R-ing her sis. Yeah, he's not a good guy. I think that is very much apparent. That is very much apparent. Tezcatlipoca is not a good dude. ... Okay, let's make sure we all saw the same thing there. I saw David making an underworld pilgrimage all on his own, finding ORT's body Mictlan's bottom stratum. I saw him talking to Tezcatlipoca using Dino's hearts to reactivate ORT. And I saw him planning to go back down to the bottom stratum to do just that in a year's time, which would be now. He doesn't want to destroy Mictlan, he wants to destroy all of Earth. The poisonous gas that fills the 8th and bottom strata disappears once a year for just a few days at a time. Last year, David managed to complete an underworld pilgrimage during those scant few days, and now that time is approaching again. It seems if we don't stop his second pilgrimage, Mictlan will completely collapse, and proper human history will disappear along with the entire planet. Why would he do something like that? If he destroys Earth, he'll die with it. Rachel didn't reveal the whys. Yeah, that's not a problem. I think we should be ignoring. That's not a problem I think we should be ignoring either. We know what he's doing. We know what his goal is and where we need to stop him. That's a big step in the right direction. But at some point, we're going to have to answer why he wants to destroy Earth in the first place. All started an affair with another god's first wife while they were married, then they had sex and went to the god and told him he slept with their wife. Wow. Damn. I mean, to be fair, a lot of gods in mythology act like that. Zeus. Zeus should be all I need to say. Be that as it may, right now, stopping David is our top priority. Kukulakan, Shkish, when will the poisonous gas in the 8th stratum clear? Kukulakan. Yes, I'm sorry, I was a little lost in thought. I'm afraid I can't tell you that exact time the gas will dissipate. I can only say that it will happen in the next few days. That's okay, that's enough. Okay, we know David has only one command spell left. He used one in his battle with Camazotz and another to activate Tezcatlipoca's noble phantasm in Mexico City. He probably means to use the last one to revive ORT. If we let him reach the bottom stratum again, it's over. Fortunately, the underworld is still closed off. And I'm sure the dinos will help us once we explain the situation to them. If they help us invade Mexico City, we can capture David and stop him from reviving ORT. I agree, as long as we can convince the King of Dinosaurs, I'm certain they'll help us. This doesn't just concern proper human history. This is a battle to protect humanity with Earth itself at stake. So you want to stop David and save humanity. You're very brave to go up against someone who fought Camazotz to a standstill. But there's no point in that if it gets you killed. Why not go back to Chichen Itza and wait to see what happens instead of risking your own next? Maybe David will fail. Maybe ORT will never wake up. Well, the guy's second wife to the point the cries flooded Earth. Damn. He's a bad dude. And even if the world is destroyed, it won't be your fault, so why not relax and enjoy yourselves? Wow, that is sloth incarnate. I'm afraid we can't do that if we don't protect the world. But isn't the destruction of worlds natural? We don't fight among ourselves. We don't struggle against how things are. We simply go with the flow, as you say. That's how we've been able to live peacefully for 66 million years. If the world is destroyed, that just means that its time has come. I don't think humans have any right to interfere. Don't you agree, Big Brother Tepeyu? Fighting to protect the world just because you don't want it to die is selfish. Even wrong, isn't it? Okay, that is gaslighting to the extreme. Even if the world is destroyed and all life dies out, that's not a tragedy. It's just the natural order of things. All life is equal. No living thing is worth any more than any other. Death comes for everything eventually, and nothing deserves preferential treatment. So no matter what happens or who dies, there's no need for such intense grief. That is taking the concept of equality to such extreme degrees. That's like... I mean, obviously, this is being said from a sort of an alien perspective, so it's not meant to be reasonable, but to an alien logical perspective, I can see why they would come to that conclusion. I can really see why, under certain perspectives, that conclusion would be reached. But that is such an alien mindset, man. As living beings, fighting out of a desire to protect someone or something is fundamentally wrong. She makes sense with what she's saying, but... That's strange. I was trying to cheer you all up, but it looks like I did the opposite. I'm sorry. I wish that had gone better. Oh, but you really don't need to worry about this too much. Even if David doesn't wake ORT up, it won't be long before Mictlan ends anyway. What was that? Did you not tell them, Big Brother Tepeyu? Mictlan's sun will soon reach critical mass. It will explode and wipe us all out after 10 more cycles. Mictlan's destruction is going to happen no matter what. Every Dinos knows this. Oh. So we are on a time crunch here. We are on a massive frickin' time crunch. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. Whoa. Back to the 5th stratum. So, how long is Section 15 going to be? It's not Section 15, it is a fragment. Okay, we're gonna do it. Continue to literary fragment 3. This will be included as a part of Section 14. And how long this is will determine how long Act 15 is, which will determine if we do Act 15 in this stream or not. Come out, Uckplumber. I know you're hiding there. Dino senses are nothing like you apes. Even alone, I could crush all 6 of you in an instant. Oh, there's more than 6. This fucker again. So you came alone as promised. Very well, Priester Koob. I'll honor your request. Stand back, soldiers. We're going to talk. King to king. What's wrong? Is it too soon to call you a king, or are you still not ready to go through with this? No, it's not that. I am king, and I'm the best king the dinos could hope for. I can't trust Gogolok or the king of dinos she chose to lead us. The dinos are Mictlan's superior species. We are the ideal version of humanity created by the Mala. You axolotl monkeys, on the other hand, are a lower life form that doesn't enjoy any of the Mala's protections. Normally, even considering a discussion like this would be utterly absurd. But if your objective is truly to prolong Mictlan's life, then I'm willing to be a little absurd. Is Kali, king of the Ucklam, if you and your people can truly save our son, then I'll give you the Solar Sojourn, Chichen Itza, and Proper Human History's ship. How does that sound? Give them to us? You mean you want us to get rid of them? And of course we will. Mictlan doesn't need 2 capital cities. We will let a few dinos live, but we will destroy Chichen Itza. That's a relic of the Khan Kingdom, the embodiment of the wisdom we lower life forms had to draw on just to survive. You dinos want for nothing, you have everything, so you have no right to that. Fine, I'll make up a reason to send the warriors into the plains. The rest will be up to you. Take that chance to destroy the ramparts and reach the altar. But what about the Proper Human History ship? Can you carry it yourselves? That won't be necessary. We'll destroy it where it sits. If we're going up against Proper Human History, Tlaloc will join us. It seems the Master of Chaldea is absent right now. Too bad. I would have liked to obliterate his ship right in front of him. I fucking hate Iskali. Have I said that before? I hate Iskali. He is something else. All the way back here. Weird. Why are we going all the way back to here? To an empty place. Presumably empty. Oh. Olga and Kotamene. Returning to Tepeu's hermitage was an excellent idea. Nobody will find us here, and we have easy access to the service whenever we require it. Even were Mictlan to collapse, we would be in no danger after we depart this Lostbelt. We do need to ensure that no future in which ORT destroys Earth doesn't come to pass. We need to ensure that no future in which ORT destroys Earth doesn't come to pass. Am I stupid, or does that not make sense? So, no future. So we need to make sure that ORT destroying Earth doesn't come to pass. Okay, context clues. Bleh. But if that time comes, he and I will do whatever it takes to stop it. Afterward, you can fuse with ORT at your leisure. He and I? Who is he? For the moment, you need only remain here, heal your wounds, and wait to see how things unfold. I don't need your advice, Rasputin. I was already planning to do that. I still haven't fully regained my memories, but I know what I am now. The only enemies in this Lostbelt who actually threaten me are Kukulkan, ORT, and Kimmelzotz, I'm sure. That was born in this Lostbelt. I suggest letting Chaldea take care of him, knowing so he will ultimately win against a god of death. Not without significant casualties, of course. Koyonsky finally got a bad deal, it would seem. You know, I didn't notice it before, but this whole place feels weirdly unpleasant. Something about it reminds me of the levels of the underworld. What was Tepeu studying here? Oh right, I still haven't told you, have I? In the Magecraft world, there is something known as Mystic Eyes. Mystic Eyes let their bearers see the flow of many things, including magical energy, time, fortune. One of the rarest kinds are Mystic Eyes of death perception. They're a rather extraordinary phenomenon which allows their bearer to perceive death in other beings and then cause it to occur, regardless of what form of life that those beings may be. Weak though they are, there is one being in this Lostbelt who does possess such mystic eyes. To pay the glasses. He said like 1 or 2 sections ago, the glasses are meant to help him not see things. He has mystic eyes of death perception. One of the most OP mystic eyes there is. What the fuck? I see. Oh well, who cares? Mystics are wasted on dinos, no matter what kind they are. Eyes like that would be more burden than a blessing to a species incapable of mustering the will to fight. More importantly... Hold up. What's going on? Why am I getting these kinds of readings from the third stratum? Have you sensed something, young miss? You're more disturbed than I would expect from the foreign god. That's the Yaklama. A whole bunch of them are making their way to the third stratum. I think they're playing us around Chichen Itza. I see. With Kukulakanoff accompanying Soul, Chichen Itza has been left largely defenseless. This must be the perfect opportunity for Tezcatlipoca. While we do owe Chichen Itza debt for providing us with food and accommodations, that was back when you still had amnesia. Any battle between the dinos and Aklama is no longer of any of our concern. You are, as you should well understand now, the foreign god. So I urge you to save your strength for the upcoming Chronicle of Humanity and refrain from any rash behavior. I don't know. Olga doesn't like that. Olga no likey. That, it seems. Okay, so that is Literary Fragment 3. Now is the moment of truth. I've been going for an hour and a half. How long is Section 15 gonna be? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another 8 arrow node. That is like 2.5 hours. I can't go that long. My throat will be killing me. Ugh. Okay. I'm not ready to end today's stream though. But I'm not doing section 8. That is too big of a section to do in the amount of time I would have left for the stream, so what am I at? Can I get 18? It's fast. I don't know. I don't trust myself, honestly. If it is fast, then that means I can get multiple sections done tomorrow, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some rolling. I think that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to roll on the banner, because the only reason I have not rolled yet is because I wanted to get to the story. But at an 8 arrow node, I cannot justify, because you know me, Zach, I go off on tangents. A 1 hour to you is probably going to take me at least an hour and a half or more. Also, when did I get Tears of the Holy Grail? Oh, wrong button. Didn't realize I had that in stock. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be spending this last bit of this section video to roll for Kukulakan and Talalak. So I'm going to roll on this banner. I think will be a good way to take the last bit of this stream. We will not have their third ascensions, it looks like. Those are unlocked by progressing through LV7, but that's fine. So we're now going to transition into rolling time, where we're going to roll a little bit, see if we can't get Kukulakan or Talalak, and go from there. And then tomorrow's stream will be continuing with Section 15. Yes, thank you. So yeah. So those of you who are watching this on YouTube, Section 14 comes with a roll stream as well. Awesome! But, yeah. Honestly didn't expect to do this in this stream, but it is what it is. And because I do need to get Kukulakan, because I am holding to my vow of getting every foreigner servant there is in this game. Every foreigner will be in my Chaldea, which includes Kukulakan. Though I think I will keep her and Talalak off the level up order dock until I've cleared LV7. But it's more just the fact that she's a foreigner that I'm rolling for her than anything. I'm still disappointed, though, that I have not seen Nito Burrito alter yet. I do not have normal quets. No. I have Samba quets, but I do not have baseline quets. Never did she come home, but I also don't think I ever really rolled for her either. Yeah, I cannot honestly say that I rolled for baseline Quets. Also, I'm probably not going to be able to do too many rolls because I don't think I ever cleared out my CEs. So that might fill up for too long. Yeah, I'm a slacker in that aspect. Okay, this is our 7th roll, and here's our above 4-star rare, our 4-star above rarity thing. I was gonna say, you know, the odds were good that we might get a 5-star servant or something, but now it's not so much, because this is very much looking like a min roll for our first 11 spin here. Nine. Shinku. Number 10. Unless I lost track, which is possible. Okay, it's not a min roll. It's another Shiro Emiya one. Okay, I did lose track at some point. Okay, yeah, I'm at 685 craft essences. Let's... It's gonna be it might be a little rough, but I'm gonna try and alternate between ticket and 11 spin. So 11 spin to ticket, 11 spin to ticket. We will do a click, skip, and a jump going forwards, though, because sitting through a bunch of summoning animations like that can get a little dull. And, you know, everybody has their own little rituals, so we see what this first thing is. One who wishes for salvation, we did a triple click. Into a room guard. I can never remember what the key to Shan is, honestly. Never can I ever remember what the key to Shan is. Vessel for Desire. Okay, so it wasn't a min roll, but it wasn't a great roll either. And also, my CEs is filling up very fast. 5 tickets and a multi. Darius? You know what? So that was 1 ticket. 2 tickets. Why not? Let's go for that. So this is 2 tickets. Dun 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 dun. Kiyo Hime dun 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 dun. 3 tickets. Dun 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 dun. CE. Formal craft. 4 tickets. Come on. Isn't good. Royal Presence. I mean, we're getting a lot of shiny stuff here, but we're not getting the shiny stuff where we want the shiny stuff. So this is the 5 tickets, and then we'll do the multi. Does the key to Shan involve skipping? Out of curiosity. Because I'm going to do a skip, hop, and a jump through this 1 and 2. No skipping. Okay, I will not skip then. No skipping on this spin. No skipping at all. I can use this time to take a drink of water. Delicious H2O. Absolutely tasteless, but refreshing all the same, but not as much as Diet Coke. My drink of choice. Except for breakfast, in which case I like me a good tall glass of chocolate milk. I don't know why I suddenly got to that weird mind state there, but I did. I'm fine with that, though. I can be weird at times. Everybody can be weird at times. Weird is fine. Normalize weirdness. Or something like that, at least. I do think that tomorrow's stream will be earlier in the day. Not sure when, but definitely earlier. I have been getting earlier with my streams, at least, which is good. And I do have my class schedule going forwards as well. Essentially, it's seminars every Thursday from, like, 8 to 10, so that's going to be fine. I'm fine with that. And then, obviously, coursework as well, but I'll do that on my free time. But that gives me a good idea of how to schedule around schedule my streams going forwards. Gosh, my tongue got tangled horribly there. Babbage. I haven't even been keeping count on this one. So I have no idea what we're at. And I don't know if we've gotten anything shiny yet either. Or rather, I can't remember. Because I have not been keeping track. Come on, game. Give me a Kukulaka or Tlaloc. There's a definite shiny. I think this is a back-to-back. It's not an exact back-to-back, but it was both. It was 2 shiny CEs. Sabanto. Gold. Rider. Achilles. Why? Why did Achilles show up? What the frick, game? Why? I didn't need Achilles. That's like NP2 Achilles, I think. No. That's just the noise I make in exasperation at times. Fragment of 2030 is nice. That was a bit of hesitation. Servant. Okay, we got a rare servant. Who are we getting? That is Tlaloc. Okay. That's 1 new servant. That is 1. I'm happy with getting 1 of them, but I still need... Were you the one who summoned me? I'm Tlaloc, the god of rain. Or... the tribal god... the tribal and battle god. Go ahead and call me by whichever name you think fits. They're both the same to me anyways. Tlaloc, because it is easier to pronounce! Yeah, you will be henceforth known as Tlaloc, because I can pronounce that with greater ease than that other word. / name. Okay, so that's 1 of the 2 targets, though really Kukulaka is the bigger of the targets. La Folia, or La Folia, into Elgander, or Eligander, Ellie, because elegant, Eligander, ha 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 ha, so funny, so punny. Let's make sure that's locked, because that is new. Beautiful sapphire from the world of Magecraft with the world's most beautiful huntress. What flies from her graceful fingertips is a powerful, noble, utterly straight and pure note. Why do I back out of that all the way? I'm dumb. Excuse me, by the way. Her real name is still hidden. Why do they have to have complicated names? That was weird. I kind of did a bit of an animation glitch there. That was a weird, brief animation glitch I did. Come on, Kukulaka, 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 Kukulaka. Please come to my Caldea. Please come to my Caldea. Kukulaka, Kukulaka. Not yet, not yet. We're running out of St. Quartz. This is not good. This is not good. Please come to me. Just deal with it. No. NP2 Tlaloc. Golden! I swear, if you're Achilles again. This dude! Again, apparently. I didn't realize I had him at NP1. I didn't remember rolling him. To be honest, I don't think he's even on my level up order docket. That's kind of sad that I don't remember him. I mean, I know what he's from. Oh, that's a new CE. King of Seraph. That is a new one. An alternative fragment 2030? Six stars and increase MP charge by 2 for the first time. Interesting. I've seen the evil that lurks in people across countless battlefields. I've seen hells where innocent flowers are mowed down left and right. And through it all, in every desolate wasteland of death and destruction, I've seen life's inner strength continue pushing it to survive. That's why I sought to create the Savior's Fragments. That is why I overcame conflict with so many intelligences. For this is the only path I can take to avenge the many lives lost and restore this decrepit world to one with a chance to flourish once again. Interesting. I never locked that first law lock either. So, that's my bad. Also, I apparently got a new 3-star CE that I didn't even realize. I just saw the little flashy new thing there. Golden! NP3 to Lullock. So far, all the gold spins have been to Lullock. Okay. We got 2 more 11 spins, then we got tickets, and then I'm gonna need to, in between streams, tap into Christmas present, or Christmas gift iTunes card that I have not yet tapped into yet. Also, I completely forgot to do my tap skip. That's my bad. Tap skip now. Do the triple click skip. Active Poisonous Snock. Into Transmutation Magecraft. Alright, this is the last 11 spin, then we're down to just tickets. Will Cuckoo Lockin come home today or in a future stream? That is the question we are here to answer today. In the bottom of the ninth, bases are loaded. 2 outs. I don't remember the rest of the baseball analogy. I've never been one for baseball. Maybe a Holy King. Ooh. Down to just tickets. Down to just tickets. Nope. And... nope. And... come on, nope. This is the last 2 tickets I'm going to be using in today's stream. Moment of truth time. Medusa into... CE. Alright, so Kukulachin has evaded us thus far. We've technically done 132 summons, I think? Something like that. Think technically it's like around there or something. I don't remember. So we're still not at drop rate yet, but we might get there. We might get there. But for now, that is going to be essentially where I call today's stream of FGO. With us going to the enhanced screen. Going down, down, down to NPs. Oh, I had him at NP2 already. Wow. Shows how observant I am. But yeah, so I do think this is going to be where I end the stream. As I said, tomorrow we will be resuming with more... Hey, she was auto-locked. Awesome. We'll be resuming with more of FGO fun, where we will continue LB7, and maybe, just maybe, get more than one section done in a single stream. Maybe, if we're feeling really daring, we'll get more than 2 sections done. Ooh. Shoot, I don't remember which Achilles I got first. Can I filter by acquisition? Yes, I can. And we unlock that Achilles. There we go. So yeah, anyways, I think I'm going to call this one here. So, I've been Soul Dragon. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games. There's plenty of content to enjoy. What? I sorted by acquisition. Why? Yes, prison. There we go. I guess there is benefit to putting everybody up to level 2. But anyways, once again, thank you all so much for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the extra bit of roll stream for the roll episode for those watching this on YouTube. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. I get to now sort out all the extra servants and CEs I have.